that, the headlight even works. How's that for a rare occurrence? Hey tubers, welcome back for another adventure. So I was walking around the Horde and I'm trying to find a project that'll go relatively quickly. And I ran across this three-wheeler. I'd like to share the backstory on it, but honestly, I don't quite remember where this came from. It might have been one of those where I bought a horde of stuff and got the other stuff running and something followed right behind it. I've probably had it for a few years, considering its location and all. You know, 3, 4, 5. Anyway, why don't we uncover it and find out what its story is? I'm not sure I worked on it at all. Here we are. We dragged it out of the buckwheat. So let's start out with what it is first. Right. If you kind of look at that closely, you can see it's a 1983 200E. This is the first one I have and that I'm really working on with you guys. So let's start right here in the front and work our way toward the back. Unfortunately, it's a shame this is broken. I believe it was broken before I got it. Front suspension, as is true on almost all these, it's seized up. Headlight bucket, looks like it weather checked and died. The headlight is correct. The wiring is pretty messed up. You can see the switch there. I still have that. I'm not sure what that wrap around the exhaust is. I don't know if somebody was trying to get more performance out of it or what they were up to. Yeah, we got a massage chair tire in the back also. There's a couple of reasons why you want to check the oil. If water gets into them, it cracks. There's a drain plug, an aluminum plate that goes over the filter on the other side. It torques in. It's got threads on it. Anyway, if you get water in them, that has a tendency to break and all the oil leaks out. I don't know. I guess it'll cook. Well, I've seen a lot worse. It appears to have everything on it. I'm going with this is the OEM carburetor. A little crispy. There's the air filter. Still wearing the battery. Back fender isn't bad. I'm not sure why they took these bolts out. Whenever they do that, these things sag down and crack. Right? You can see as I lift it up, right? These things tend to fill in. So yeah, when you put the racks back on, do yourself a favor, put the bolts back in. Kind of interesting, it's got this tag on the back, 3/18/13. So I'm going to open the trunk and jump back if mice come out. Oh, no, not bad. It's got nothing of any value in there. Would have loved to find the recoil starter. Oh, that tire's holding air. And on this side of the motor, it's got the auxiliary power up there. You can see it's an E. It's got the high and low, no reverse, chain drive. The recoil starter these things use, it's the same as the 200S. Still has the plug over that. So looks like it's wearing a China carburetor. If I had to guess, I did this. The China carburetor could be me or could be the last owner, but the reason why I'm guessing I did it, this has the looks like I was in here with the portable ignition system trying to get it started. So hopefully the motor's still alive. That's what I always worry about with these. But, you know, they inhaled some bad news and now they're dead. I think it's still alive. So, anyway, I say we attempt to give it a start, move it out of there. I really do want to kind of clean up this stuff, get it a little better organized. Try to get the Hondas with the Hondas, the three-wheelers with the three-wheelers. So, three-wheeler Hondas next to each other. And then try to get the other stuff a little bit more by itself. And maybe if I actually do that, I'll see how many China all-terrain vehicles I have, and it'll trigger something in my head to perhaps lose a few of them, or part them out or whatever. So anyway, don't let me think too far ahead. Let's get this unit running and move on to other things. So when you look at a machine like this, you know, everybody goes, oh God, where do I start? Where do I start? Let me start out by sealing the tank. No use sealing the tank if the motor's no good. This thing's been sitting for a while, so I'm going to start off by pulling the carburetor off. Never a bad idea. I'm going to do that. I'm going to do a quick compression test on it just to see if we have any life left. So this is where I like to get started. Some of you guys might just put gas right to it, jump box on it, and fire it right up. I mean, you could do that. But part of the compression test, getting some oil in the cylinder and all that other stuff is kind of good for the motor. Turning it over, move some oil about, oil in the cylinder. Obviously, that's a good thing to do, right? The last thing you want to do is hang up a valve and have, you know, the piston come up and take it out for you. So anyway, let's start slow. Carburetor off means 10 millimeter, and hopefully it'll get out of there without fighting me too much. Then we'll do the compression test. Check it out. I found this old Honda toolkit. It really does contain a lot of what you need to do this work. Including for adjusting like the valves and all. I think that's pretty cool. Anyhow, spark plug wrench with the little extender thing on there. That is just beyond cool. Plugs out. That's what it looks like. Interesting. An auto light. I would have never bought that and put it in. I'm going to assume it's the right one. Looks pretty clean. I probably cleaned it. Getting the carb out, you know, I typically get the slide off first. Makes the carburetor a little shorter, so to speak. Gives you a chance to check things. Make sure the needle's not loose and all. Then 10 millimeters off to the side here. All right. Not hard. Try not to drop things. Carburetor is off. The 3 Phillips are removed. Try not to ruin that gasket. How bad does this look? Wow. Actually looks pretty good. You know what? I'm going to give it a quick clean, and we're going to smash this puppy right back on here. To clean it, I pull out the main jet, make sure all the holes are clear. Pull out the idle. That's that one. Make sure the holes are clear. I take out, this is the idle mixture. I take that out of there. Don't lose the spring. Don't lose the little washer that's in there. Take that out of there. Make sure the hole through the carburetor is clean. I'm going to, whenever I don't rebuild the carburetor, you know, they thank me by flooding out, and I need to take them apart and redo them anyway. So anyway, I'm just going to go through it quick. I normally just blast carburetor through, cleaner through all the ports and everything to make sure they're clear. So I've hooked up the jump pack. The carburetor's on, but the slide's not in, and you guys can see I have the compressor meter on it. I did not oil the cylinder. Let's see if I can't show this to you. Sounds pretty good. What is that? Wow. Can it be, what is somewhere around 165? That is some crazy good compression considering I didn't oil it. That's amazing. I don't know. This is my old compression set. My new one appears to be hiding. I think one should replace those once in a while if you don't have a snap-on or a good brand name. But anyway, it seems to have plenty of compression. It should start right up. So it's time for a cold start. I don't know if you guys could see that, how it's creeping down and it's dripping. So for some reason the float isn't sealing, which is very annoying because I did clean up this carburetor and it should be ready to go. Anyhow, you know what? Let's let it drip for a few moments. I've already tapped on it, right? It seems to want to be doing this dripping. I'm going to give it a tap, and or I already tapped on it. It didn't help. I think I'm going to mount up that CDI box, get a little more gas into it. I do want to get it started and get a little bit of a ride out of it. I also got to put air in the tires. Squared tires don't roll so good. So anyway, let's give it a start and then see where we're going to go from there. Okay, I think you guys could see everything important. Got this hanging here, I think. Choke. And you guys could see this is a very cold start. Idling pretty well. Look at that, the headlight even works. How's that for a rare occurrence? That poppy when I give it a little gas. It seems better now, but it was kind of like you could see this getting pressurized. I'm wondering if the intake valve wasn't hanging up a little bit. I'm just going to let it run the gas out, so to speak. Maybe that'll kind of loosen things up in the carburetor. I got to get air into the tires. I got to mount the portable CDI box. I wonder if I get a tail light. I don't spend that much time. I do have a tail light, but obviously it's busted up. I do have an exhaust system. How's our smoke? Smoke's not bad. I did not put oil into the cylinder. Actually, it's warming up a little bit. Yes, she seems to be feeling better. I wish that carburetor wasn't leaking gas. I really don't like dripping gas anywhere. I mean, most of it's hitting the engine and evaporating. You guys can see meniscus is working its way down. Should run out in a minute. By the way, this is a Honda, H-U-N-G-D-A. It must be better than a Honda because it's got an extra letter in it. Anyway, it seems warmed up. Yeah, don't have to touch it too much. The electric starter seems to sound pretty good. Took a few tries to kick over, but it looks good. Okay, we'll have to see. Anyway, let me get this ready for a ride. And get a little romp out of it. Okay, I think I'm recording. I don't seem to be dripping gas. Oh, God, this Carpet City seat. Not so good. I got some air in the tires. It seems to be holding gas. It's not too crazy loud. I don't know if I'm in high or low. For those folks who are familiar with the ATC 200E, it's a chain drive like the 200M, but it doesn't have, but it has a high-low range. Kind of a sport utility without reverse. Could you guys feel that thump thump? It looks like two of the tires took air. The other one didn't need it, but it's probably got a flat spot from not putting air in it. The gas seems to be holding. That's why I'm not winding it up. I don't want that valve to hang up and get smashed. The front suspension is completely seized. You can see I tore this up with the LT230. I don't know if you guys can hear it. Like the rear is making a little bit of noise. I'm not sure if it's stick season or not. Yeah, this is the first time this spring that I've been back here. Yeah, that rear end don't sound so healthy. I must have had this thing out, and I must have decided to move on to another project because it does seem to have a few problems. I gotta tell you, it is cool having a horde of all-terrain vehicles. Because I could just go outside any day of the week and pick something new to work on. Kind of pick what I want to work on. I think that bird, freaking bushes, I think that bird is known as a pomegranate, I think. And normally, they kind of try to lead you away from their nests. And I think you're out in the spring. Yeah, I don't know if that's the chain guard rattle back there or what its story is. Yeah, I'm kind of listening to it. I haven't fallen asleep behind the wheel. Yeah, I would like to get a couple of romps around the front. Yeah, this time of year is also cool because you can see the furthest into the brush. I would take you down that one trail that I want to connect around, but it kind of dead ends at this point. Go around this way. Interesting. But he set up a deer stand there. It's cool having a buddy who hunts the property. It's like having an armed patrol. And he doesn't sleep well, so he's kind of like roaming the property all times of the day and night. So once again, it's like having an armed guard without a cost. Just downshifted. I think I'm in low, because I think this is first, and that's pretty low. By the way, it's interesting. I got no dashboard here. Nothing to tell me high, low, none of that stuff. That means this motor must have a lot more in common with the 200M. Well, what would he use as a motorcycle motor? The XL 200, I think they were called. I got one of those. Never did anything with it. XL 185, something like that. Transmission shifts nice. The clutch, the shifting clutch appears to be working. Might be working a little too well. I think I was detecting a little spin there. A little slippage. I don't know how many bits I have. I like it. Up like cordwood. Oh, I fit. I thought I was going to hang a back wheel. All right. I hope you guys enjoyed this. I think I'm still recording. I want to thank you all for dropping by to watch and comment and subscribe. Go out and save yourself a Honda. Ain't nothing than bringing one of these back to life. It really makes you feel alive. Anyway, feet down, heads up, get out and enjoy each and every day. Bye now.